Resting bitch face, clinically known as Dormiemphaseum canis femina, the sleepy female dog face in Latin, affects 1 in 15 women and about 1 in every 100 men daily. In our modern world, new technologies give rise to new exotic diseases, and with the advent of the internet, smartphone technology, as well as a wider access and availability to facial databases, diagnosis of RBF has improved, as it has enabled physicians to better distinguish between the subtleties of associated facial disorders that are typically grouped under the umbrella of RBF. These include resting bored face, resting dumb face, resting kill face, and resting sex face, to name but a few. The number of cases has been steadily increasing, and it is unclear why. Social scientists have theorized that a rise in cases exists due to a positive correlation between the prevalence of smartphone zombie syndrome and RBF, although they are still unsure as to why it occurs in the first place. Whatever the reason, RBF has long been thought untreatable. Until now. Treatment now exists due in no small part to this woman, Queenie Chan, and her experiences with RBF.
I was misdiagnosed at 23 with RBF. I sought out the help of so-called professionals over the course of 3 years and was eventually re-diagnosed as being clinically ugly, which we know is not a medical condition. Nevertheless, it was a huge blow to my confidence, but I refused to accept it and I decided to do something about it. There were no real experts in the field. I started teaching myself about the disability, the internet and forums, a few homeopathic journals. I sought out other people, victims afflicted, to try to get them together to find a solution.
Headquartered in Hong Kong, where statistically the highest rate of RBF occurrences exist, Queenie is trying to make a difference. She set up Happy Face, a charity that helps people who suffer from RBF and its numerous associated maladies any way they can.
I found that no one really knew anything about it. What was worse was that no one was willing to do anything about it either. I decided that I was going to beat it and find a cure. No one wants to accept that this is real. They think it's a joke. Over the years, I did a lot of searching and testing, and I found that in the wellness community and in yoga circles, there were a lot of healing techniques that would have better suited the problems I was facing when treating patients or clients. Contrary to popular belief, the human face is not set in stone, and we have the ability to change our default expression if we choose. The Egyptians were practitioners of this, and we know this due to numerous references in Greek medical journals, the internet, as well as on the labels of buried cosmetics found in pyramids, although their exact methods were lost due to a combination of cave robbers and sandworms indigenous to the area.
Queenie also runs a private clinic where she developed a program of facial reassignment and realignments to help treat people.
The most common treatment we use is a combination of facial clenches and stretching and massage. Ultimately, the solution starts from within. When the patients are ready, then physical treatment can begin. The duration of treatment really varies and is mostly dependent on the severity of the case and the elasticity of the patient's face. In more extreme cases, a neuromuscular blocker is administered that loosens the muscles. After massage therapy has commenced, a facial cast is worn, which helps to hold everything in place and to remold the face. In more extreme cases, we will consider options such as electroshock stimulation, acid bath, or an all-out transplant. We don't really rule out any kind of treatment. We even consider homeopathic options. As such, we have been looking into the use of wind-based magic. Surgery is a last resort. We spend a lot of time rehabilitating our patients to make their RBF work for them.
Anna is a model. In an industry where smiling is not only unnecessary, but also considered taboo. As a result of RBF, her career has skyrocketed. Everyone wants her look. Everyone but her. Whilst it may work in favour for some, there is also a flip side, the negative impact that it has on their lives. Take Jens, a professional poker player. Whilst his resting bored face has enabled him to win large sums of money, the same cannot be said for the luck he has had in his love life. Dates think he is a bore and inattentive. Similarly, Ian works in radio. Ordinarily this wouldn't be a problem, but with his RBF you can hear the unintentional bitchiness in his voice. And there are people whose lives have been wholly turned upside down by the affliction. Ben had dreams of being a teacher. Those dreams were dashed when he was diagnosed with RBF offshoot, resting sex face, following a slight mishap involving high-speed winds whilst on holiday. Employers found him unsuitable to work with children, and he was left jobless.
You know, I always wanted to be a teacher, ever since my nephew was born. I feel like preschool and primary school is where the most effective and positive impact can be made, because children's personalities are still being formed. Now, I can't be because I have resting sex face. Parents won't let me near their kids. I have to wear this mask every time I see my nephew. Sometimes I have to wear the whole costume. I can't get dates, and when I do get dates, they're always really weird. The only times I actually do good are on Halloween and at Comic-Con, and I don't even like comics. And the only jobs I can get are security guards. And I'm just not built for that, mentally or physically.
Although not considered a serious condition by the mainstream, to many of the afflicted it's something that they feel has to change. This is due in no small part to the cost of treatment.
It's a specialized treatment and it's not recognized by the medical institution as a whole, so patients do have to go private. We do what we can, we even subsidize, but the reality is not everyone can afford it. So our charity banded together in the face of ignorance and adversity, and we came up with a campaign that we hope will change the world. I want everyone on social media to post pictures of themselves frowning with the hashtag #IWantTo. If we can raise awareness on a national level, we can get RBF to be treated in every hospital and not just in private clinics.
I want to.
I want to.
I
Want
to feel accepted.